Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday said the country is punishing the Congress for its sins and the party that had once won 400 seats is unable to contest 300 seats in this Lok Sabha election. In the first phase of voting, half of Rajasthan has punished Congress. Rajasthan, which is full of patriotism, knows that Congress can never make India strong, Modi said at an election rally in Jalore district. He said that the country does not want the conditions that existed before 2014 to return. The Congress has hollowed out the country by spreading termites of nepotism and corruption. And today the country is angry with the Congress and is punishing it for these sins. The Congress party is itself to be blamed for its present condition. The party which had once won 400 seats is unable to contest 300 seats on its own, he said. Modi was addressing a public meeting in Bhinmal of Jalore district in support of BJP candidate Lumbaram Chaudhary. There are 25 Lok Sabha seats in Rajasthan. The first phase of polling for 12 seats was held on 19th April and the remaining 13 will go to poll in the second phase on 26th April.
राजस्थान में 5 साल तक जो कांग्रेस की सरकार थी, उसने पानी की योजना में भी घोटाला किया, काम नहीं होने दिया। अब हमारे भजनलाल जी की सरकार आई है, वो घोटाले की जांच भी कर रही है। अगर यहां कांग्रेस सरकार न होती तो अब तक हम हर घर जल के लक्ष्य को बहुत निकट पहुंच जाते। अब भजनलाल जी के नेतृत्व में हम हर घर पाइप से पानी पहुंचाने के लिए तेजी से काम कर रहे हैं। भाइयों और बहनों, कांग्रेस की कभी नीयत ही नहीं रही कि किसानों को, यहां के लोगों को पानी मिले, उनके जीवन का सबसे बड़ा संकट समाप्त हो। इसका एक उदाहरण है सालगांव बांध परियोजना। ये परियोजना 4.5 दशक पहले तब बनी थी जब हर जगह कांग्रेस ही कांग्रेस थी, लेकिन ये योजना कभी पूरी नहीं हुई, जमीन पर उतरी ही नहीं।
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge on Sunday claimed that if Modi Shah Sarkar comes back to power, then the democracy will end in the country. Targeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah while addressing a public meeting in Madhya Pradesh Satna, Kharge further claimed that they will also scrap the constitution made by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Democracy will end if Modi Shah's government comes to power, Kharge said addressing the public meeting in Satna in support of Congress candidate Siddharth Kushwaha. Kharge also slammed PM Modi and Union Minister Shah for taking those into the BJP fold who were corrupt till they were in other parties. It seems Shah has a big laundry with a washing machine to wash those who are corrupt before inducting them into the BJP, the Congress leader claimed. The Lok Sabha election in Satna will be held on 26th April.
जहां हम जा रहे हैं वहां पर लोगों के प्रमुख मुद्दे ये हैं कि बेरोजगारी और महंगाई और बेरोजगारी सब गरीबों की कमर तोड़ रही है, जान ले रही है और कोई खुश नहीं है। एक ही आदमी खुश है, कौन? मोदी खुश है, क्योंकि लोग ऐसा गरीबी में रहे, उनको खाना न मिले और उनकी आमदनी न बढ़े, यही उनका मेन मकसद है। अगर वो चाहते थे 10 साल में वो क्यों खुशहाली के तरफ नहीं ले जाए? उन्होंने तो स्लोगन दिया क्या कहा? सबका साथ, सबका विकास, बाकी लोगों का सत्यानाश। तो ये बोले, भाई कहां है तुम्हारा विकास? दिखाओ हमको। अरे हम दिखाएंगे। 1900, अरे चलो बैठो भाई, चुप बैठो। हमारे पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी जो 16-17 साल हुकूमत किए और उनकी पंचवार्षिक योजनाओं में आपको सब काम दिखेंगे। आईटी दिखेगा, एम्स दिखेगा, रेलवे की तरक्की दिखेगी, यहां तक कि जिस देश में एक सुई नहीं बनती थी, उस देश में साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी को उन्होंने बढ़ावा देकर रैकेट बनाने का उन्होंने काम किया।
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Sunday alleged that the BJP is targeting her and her nephew and TMC National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee, and they do not feel safe. Her allegation came a day after the leader of opposition in the assembly, Suvendu Adhikari, said that there would be a big explosion on Monday which will shake the TMC and its top brass. Responding to Adhikari's remark, the TMC Supremo said that there is a traitor who joined the BJP to protect his family and ill-gotten wealth. Let me tell him, his threat to trigger a chocolate bomb explosion is treated with contempt by us. On the change in color of the Doordarshan logo, Banerjee accused the Narendra Modi government of painting independent institutions such as Doordarshan in saffron hues, stating that the BJP appropriating the color was an insult to sacrifices made by monks and spiritual leaders of the country for ages. She wondered how the logo of Doordarshan could be painted in saffron during elections, alleging it was done to suit the BJP's religion-based vote bank politics and agenda. Why did the DD logo suddenly turn saffron? Why were official residences of army personnel painted in saffron? To 19.58 crore rupees in the fiscal year ended March 2024, surpassing even revised estimates by a wide margin, the tax department said on Sunday. Net collections of income and corporate taxes, which make up for most of the direct taxes, in 2023-24 financial year exceeded the budget estimates by 1.35 lakh rupees crore and the revised estimates by 13,000 crore rupees. With this, the gross tax collection target as per the revised estimates stood at 34.37 lakh rupees crore for FY24. Refunds aggregating to 3.79 lakh rupees crore have been issued in FY 2023-24, the CBDT said in a statement. The net corporate tax collection in FY 2023-24 at 9.11 lakh rupees crore showed a growth of 10.26% over the net corporate tax collection of 8.26 lakh rupees crore of the preceding year. The gross personal income tax collection including securities transaction tax in FY 2023-24 at 12.01 lakh rupees crore was up 24.26% over previous year's collection of 9.67 lakh rupees crore. The net personal income tax collection including STT provisional in FY 2023-24 at 10.44 lakh rupees crore showed a growth of 25.23% over preceding fiscal year's figure of 8.33 lakh rupees. Naidu on Sunday handed over nomination forms to 161 candidates, authorizing them to represent the party in the simultaneous Assembly and Lok Sabha polls in Andhra Pradesh on 13th May. At a small ceremony held at Naidu's Andhra Pradesh residence in Undavalli, the opposition leader handed over the B forms. The B form is a nomination document signed by the authorized person of a political party, indicating the name of the candidate fielded by the outfit. It is proof that a particular candidate has been put up by a political party, and it ensures that the candidate is allotted the reserved symbol of that party. TDP President N. Chandrababu Naidu distributed B forms to 144 MLA and 17 MP candidates competing in the upcoming elections, the party said in a press release on Sunday. The party chief advised the candidates to work diligently towards the reconstruction of Andhra Pradesh and also offered guidance on election strategy. A few TDP candidates have already filed their nominations. The TDP candidates who assembled from across the districts were also told to cooperate for the party's success. The TDP, BJP and Jana Sena are NDA constituents in the state. As part of a seat-sharing deal among the NDA partners, TDP has been allocated 144 Assembly and 17 Lok Sabha seats, while BJP will contest from 6 Lok Sabha and 10 Assembly seats, and Jana Sena will Khadge on Sunday hit out at the BJP-led centre for trying to terrorize former Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, and asserted that the JMM leader preferred going to jail rather than parting ways with the India bloc. He was addressing the opposition India bloc's Ulgulan Nyay rally at Prabhat Tara ground in Ranchi, which was attended by leaders of the anti-BJP alliance. Khadge also attacked Prime Minister Narendra Modi, alleging that he insulted President Draupadi Murmu and the tribal community by not inviting her to Ram Temple consecration and inauguration of the Parliament building. Meanwhile, jailed Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's wife Sunita Kejriwal on Sunday accused the BJP-led central government of denying insulin to her husband, alleging that it wants to kill him. She asserted that the opposition India bloc will fight against the dictatorship of the BJP and win. Kejriwal was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on 21st March in a money laundering case linked to the now-scrapped Delhi excise policy. He is lodged in Tihar jail.
अरविंद जी को सत्ता से कोई मोह नहीं है, बस उन्हें तो देश की सेवा करनी है। उनको देश को नंबर 1 बनाना है। कहते हैं कि अगर पढ़े लिखे ईमानदार लोग ही राजनीति में नहीं आएंगे तो देश आगे कैसे बढ़ेगा। कई लोग बोलते हैं कि नहीं, ये बहुत मुश्किल है, जेल का ताला टूटेगा, अरविंद केजरीवाल छूटेंगे, हेमंत सोरेन छूटेंगे। कई लोगों ने कहा कि राजनीति बहुत गंदी चीज है। वाकई बहुत गंदी चीज है। देखिए, अभी उनके खाने पे कैमरा लगाया हुआ है, कैमरा एक एक निवाले पे उनकी नजर रखी है। कितनी शर्म की बात है। शुगर के मरीज हैं, 12 साल से इंसुलिन ले रहे हैं, 50 यूनिट हर रोज लेते हैं, लेकिन जेल में इंसुलिन नहीं देंगे। मारना चाहते हैं ये लोग दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री को।
The efforts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government at the centre in the last 9.5 years towards rapid development are bearing fruits, and the BJP assures the people of the country to achieve better results in the next 5 years, Telangana BJP Chief G. Kishan Reddy said on Sunday. Speaking after unveiling the BJP's manifesto for Lok Sabha polls in Telugu, he said the party is moving ahead with the resolve of developed India by 2047 when the country celebrates 100 years of freedom. Hitting out at the Congress, he said the BJP, since 2014, is in the process of rectifying the grand old party's alleged irregularities, nepotism and inefficient rule. On the first 100 days agenda, if the BJP is voted back to power, the Union Minister said the action plan will be presented to the people in the second week of June. He reiterated that Modi's guarantee of quality education to all, accessible health to all, housing, food, will be fulfilled. BJP Rajya Sabha member K. Lakshman alleged that the manifesto brought out by Congress is part of its divisive and vote bank politics, accusing the Congress party of indulging in vote bank politics by announcing Muslim scholarships and jobs for Muslims without taking poverty as criteria for welfare measures, he said.
ఈరోజు మనము 5వ ఆర్థిక అతిపెద్ద వ్యవస్థగా భారతదేశాన్ని నిర్మాణం చేయడంలో నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు విజయం సాధించారని ఈ సందర్భంగా మనయేస్తున్నాం. ఈరోజు గ్యారెంటీ ఇస్తున్నాం. మేము వచ్చే 5 సంవత్సరాలు ఏదైతే జూన్లో ప్రధానమంత్రిగా నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు హ్యాట్రిక్ ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్గా ప్రమాణ స్వీకారం చేసిన తర్వాత వచ్చే 5 సంవత్సరాలలో భారతదేశము 3వ అతిపెద్ద ఆర్థిక వ్యవస్థగా భారతదేశాన్ని తీసుకొస్తామని ఈరోజు మోడీ గ్యారెంటీగా భారతీయ జనతా పార్టీ దేశ ప్రజలకు హామీ ఇస్తా ఉంది. అందరికీ నాణ్యమైనటువంటి విద్య, అందరికీ అందుబాటులో ఉండేటువంటి వైద్యము, ఉండేందుకు ఇల్లు, తినడానికి తిండి ఈరోజు మోడీ గ్యారెంటీ అనే సందర్భంగా మనం వస్తాం. వచ్చే 5 సంవత్సరాల్లో గ్యారెంటీ ఇస్తా ఉన్నాం. వచ్చే 5 సంవత్సరాల్లో మరొక 3 కోట్ల ఇండ్లు పేదవాళ్లకు కట్టించేటువంటి కార్యక్రమం మోడీ గారి ప్రభుత్వం చేపడుతుందని మనం చేస్తా ఉన్నాం.
YSRCP General Secretary Sajjala Ramakrishna Reddy on Sunday made light of the mega star Chiranjeevi's support to the TDP Jana Sena BJP alliance. Regardless of how many people come together to boost the opposition alliance in the elections, eventually Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy will emerge victorious. It is no surprising that Chiranjeevi is supporting the alliance. No matter how many more people ganging up against the ruling party, the YSRCP would outdo the alliance. Addressing a press conference at Penmaluru in Andhra Pradesh, Ramakrishna Reddy asserted that the ruling party leadership is reviewing the elections constituency-wise. Not less than 80% of people benefited from welfare schemes and developmental activities implemented by the government, he said. The TDP has formed an alliance with Jana Sena Party and BJP for the sake of snatching power. The opposition bloc has no agenda for the development of the state and the welfare of the people. The upcoming election is a fight between the poor and rich and power-hungry capitalist parties and the YSRCP, which is committed to the welfare of the poor, he said.
తన ఆలోచనలో స్పష్టత ఎప్పుడు లేదు. తాను ఎందుకు రాజకీయాలు అనేది దీంట్లో అడుగు పెట్టాడో తెలియదు. బహుశా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు కోసమే ఆయన పుట్టినట్టున్నాడు, చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు కోసమే ఆయన పెరిగినట్టున్నాడు, చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు కోసమే ఆయన అంకితమైనట్టున్నాడు జాతికి. చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ఎక్కడ బటన్ నొక్కితే ఏ రకంగా చెప్పాలో అదే చేస్తాడు, బటన్ నొక్కకపోతే ఆగిపోతాడు. ఆయన నోట్లోంచి వచ్చే మాటలు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ఏం చెప్పమంటాడు చెప్తాడు, వద్దంటే ఆగుతాడు. కాబట్టి వాటికి ప్రత్యేకమైన విలువ ఇవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఆయన మెచ్యూర్డ్గా మాట్లాడతాడు అనుకో, దాన్ని విశ్లేషించడం అంతగా మూర్ఖత్వం ఇంకోటి కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అబౌట్ చిరంజీవి ఆరు ఇంకొకరు ఒక వ్యక్తిలో కాదు, మొత్తం శక్తులన్నీ ఏకమైనాయి ఆ పక్క. దానికి ఇంకొక ఇద్దరు వ్యక్తులు ఎక్కువ లోడ్ అయితే దానివల్ల ఒరిగేది. నిజంగా చెప్తున్నా కదా, ఈరోజు ఎంత హాయిగా ఉందంటే స్పష్టత ఉంది. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాజకీయ స్క్రీన్ మీద, ఆ తెర మీద జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ఒక్కరు ఒకవైపు ఉన్నారు, మొత్తం తోడేళ్ళు, గుంట నక్కలు, నానా రకాల హైనాలు, ఇంకా ఏవో ఉన్నాయి ముళ్ళ పందులు అన్నీ కలిసి ఇంకో పక్క వచ్చినాయి.
Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy led a spirited roadshow in Visakhapatnam under the We Are Ready initiative, setting the streets ablaze with excitement on Sunday. The event witnessed a surge of enthusiasm as a multitude of supporters congregated to applaud the government's revolutionary welfare measures implemented over the past 4.5 years. Guiding a lively procession from Gopalpatnam to Nad Junction, Kancharpalam Metu, and Railway New Colony, CM Jagan was accompanied by an enthusiastic chorus of supporters and prominent party members, highlighting the resounding call for another term in office. The air resonated with chants of "Long Live Jagan." Amid the bustling crowd, a touching moment unfolded as CM Jagan met twin brothers, G. Jeevan Kumar and G. Tarun Kumar, who, despite facing disabilities, embarked on a tricycle journey to meet him. Their aspirations for higher education and plea for support deeply moved CM Jagan, who warmly welcomed them and assured full government assistance for their academic pursuits, praising their indomitable spirit. Despite the scorching sun, men, women, and students lined the streets with widen the market and foster adequate protection from healthcare expenses, insurance regulator IRDAI has removed the age limit of 65 years for individuals buying health insurance policies. This marks a significant departure from the conventional constraints that limited individuals in securing comprehensive coverage. By abolishing the maximum age restriction on purchasing health insurance plans, the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India aims to foster a more inclusive and accessible healthcare ecosystem, ensuring adequate protection against unforeseen medical expenses. As per the earlier guidelines, individuals were allowed to purchase a new insurance policy only till the age of 65. However, with the recent amendment, which has been effective from 1st April, anyone, regardless of age, is eligible to buy a new health insurance policy. In a recent Gazette notification, IRDAI said that insurers shall ensure that they offer health insurance products to cater to all age groups. Insurers may design products specifically for senior citizens, students, children, maternity, and any other group as specified by the competent authority. Besides, insurers have been mandated to offer health policies to individuals with pre-existing medical conditions of any kind. Consequently, insurers are prohibited from refusing to issue policies to individuals with severe medical conditions like cancer, heart or renal failure, and AIDS. According to the notification, insurers are allowed to offer premium payment in installments for the convenience of For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.